There are 12 dimensions of Naga. There is a 400-meter long serpent mound. Wherever Pratyahara happened, there Naga lived. Your Adishesha has to begin to uncoil and move if you want to know aspects beyond five senses. Where the five senses fail, there the work of the Naga begins. There are 12 dimensions of Naga which are worshipped in India. These 12 aspects also relate to the 12 aspects of the calendar, the 12 aspects of the stars and stuff that people read. In various cultures, literally across the world, you see symbolisms, symbolic proof. From 20,000 years onwards, you will see various artifacts around the world showing how snake played an important part in their mystical journey of those tribes in variety of places, from Russia to China, of course India, Africa, Egypt, Greece, South America, North America, everywhere you have serpent symbolism representing this. Wherever people perceived something beyond five senses, wherever people spent time, more eyes closed, Pratyahara essentially. Pratyahara means you withdrew your senses. Wherever Pratyahara happened, wherever withdrawal of sense happened, there Naga lived. There they recognized the significance of this dimension of evolutionary residue which remains within us, and how we can activate that and how it can become a process of one's evolution beyond the limitations of one's senses. The snake which is around Shiva's throat is referred to as Vasuki. But the Vishnu's snake is referred to as Shesha. This snake or this serpent represents the Shesha, or what is always a reminder of when a certain creation ends, certain things remain, a certain core aspect remains, which once again germinates into another creation. So it is upon this Shesha that Vishnu rests. That means when he is resting, when there is no creation to maintain, he is resting on Shesha, what is remainder. Adishesha uncoils and time moves forward. This is the mythology about it. This means the remainder that is left from the previous creation stays, and when it begins to uncoil, it is called as Adishesha because it's the first reminder which is there, and it uncoils means another creation begins to happen. So this is a very profound aspect of life expressed in symbolic ways. So this Naga Panchami or Naga Panchami today represents all this in the month of Shravana, on the fifth day. This is the day which is very significant for those who want to penetrate and know life beyond their physicality, beyond their senses. This is not just about experiencing or realization or liberation, this is about knowing. If you want to know, this aspect of evolutionary reminder within you is very, very important. Otherwise, it doesn't really function whether you actually relate to the symbolism or not, but you have to invigorate that dimension. Your Adishesha has to begin to uncoil and move if you want to know aspects beyond five senses, aspects beyond physical nature. The Naga represents that dimension which cannot be perceived by the senses. It is because of that, in the yogic culture, maximum attention was given to Naga. Well, Adiyogi is carrying a Naga around his throat because this represents that aspect of you where you're able to perceive something which your senses cannot perceive. Where the five senses fail, there the work of the Naga begins.
So, we all heard from Sadhguru about how important Nagas are for our life, especially if we want to perceive beyond our five senses. So, for that, we all know that Naga Panchami is approaching, and Naga as a very important deity and a possibility for those who are hungry for mysticism. Now, Sadhguru always says that all the struggles in the life that the world is facing today in terms of strife, war, hunger, and above all, ecological degradation is simply because our idea of life has become too linear. We are unwilling to look the way it is. We want the whole cosmos to pass through the needle hole of our mind. And Naga Panchami was one of the most significant festival in our culture when our perception of life was more holistic. But now it is degrading. But do you know that in our physiology, Naga is connected to the visceral aspects of who we are? The cellular activity and the movement of the blood is related to Naga. The Naga represents that dimension which cannot be perceived through the five senses. And this is why in yogic culture the maximum attention was given to Naga. Where the five senses fail, that is where the work of Naga begins. So, looking into all these perspectives of Naga, Sadhguru has designed 7 days of intense Naga sadhana to prepare yourself for Nag Panchami. And this sadhana is to be done for a duration of 7 days and which has already started on 3rd of August. This is very simple yet very powerful and intense sadhana for those who are willing. And in this, we have to do several things. The first one, which includes, is that for the duration of the sadhana, we have to tie a red cloth above the elbow on the left side for the female, whereas on the right side for the gents. And this cloth should be made of natural fabric such as cotton and be long enough to go around one's arm twice with a minimum length of 12 inches and width of 3/4 inch. This sadhana can be done either in the morning or in the evening, and while doing sadhana, just apply kumkum in between the eyebrows. And the third thing which you have to do is that you have to light a lamp and sit in front of it while doing the sadhana and chant Naga Nagendraya chant once a day for 12 minutes. This chant is available in YouTube, link of which I have given in the description. And lastly, you have to place a handful of sesame seeds on the red cloth daily in front of the lamp after chanting. Now for culmination, what you have to do is that the sadhana will be culminated in person. Yes, it cannot be culminated online. It has to be culminated in person at the Naga Shrine at Sadhguru Sanidhi, Bangalore on 9th of August 2024, that is on the day of Naga Panchami, between 6 am to 5 pm. And for culmination, you have to bring the sesame seeds that you have offered during the sadhana period and one coconut covered with a red cotton cloth with you. Now you have to chant Naga Nagendraya chant for 12 minutes in front of Naga shrine, break the coconut in front of Naga and offer the sesame seeds at Naga. And lastly, you have to remove the cloth which you have tied in your arm and tie it on one of the trishuls, that is trident of Adiyogi. This is the simple process of Naga sadhana to allow Naga's grace to remove unseen blockages or obstacles from your life. Lastly, one thing I would like to say is that if you are doing Naga sadhana, don't take it lightly, as mysticism is a certain dimension of perception and the snakes have come endowed with that capability. That is why the highest form of perception, which is the opening of third eye in Shiva's forehead, is punctuated by the presence of a snake. So just do your sadhana if you are doing it with full focus and involvement and of course full of devotion. And so now winding up, if you loved the video and found it informative and meaningful, do not forget to give it a like, share and subscribe. And up to next, stay safe, healthy, happy and namaskaram.